They say if it's too loud, you're too old. I'm turning down the music so we can get an update. Update time. I hate coming by the shop because I see too many things and I get distracted and I don't get my work done. It's an update on the white Suburban with the Veggy kit. It's funny, I got a big ad on eBay. I got a tiny little line at the very bottom of the ad, and I've had some interest in this one with the Veggy kit. I gotta get out of here. I can't hang around. There's so much to do. So this is the motor from the crew cab with 155,000 miles installed in the Suburban, but everything has to be hooked up. Everything. So many little pieces. So many little pieces. There's the turbo that came off of the Suburban. Goes back on. Turbo stays with the truck. There's a turbo that came off of the crew cab. Lots of little parts. Oil lines for the power steering, alternator wires, air conditioning, oil pressure, return lines, starter bolts, wires, harnesses. Here's how you run the fuel pump. Somebody asked me, just pull that fuse off. You just touch that to any one of those posts, they're all hot. That runs the fuel pump. There's the relay that runs it only when you're starting it. When the engine's running, the oil pressure runs the fuel pump. Lift pump under the vehicle on the frame. Exhaust, manifolds, wiring, harnesses. Lots of little parts. And the motor, this is the bad motor. The cooked motor. Yep. Little piece of rubber that goes on the fuel injection lines where it crosses over. Right there. This motor had no sludge inside whatsoever. 234,000 miles, and it's clean inside. We're going to put it on the engine stand one of these days and look at the bearings and see if it's spun a bearing. Still a good motor. 234,000 miles, almost 400,000 kilometers. This is the water pump they came off of. Which one did this come off of? Look at that rust. Came off of the one from Arizona. This is the water pump from that motor, the bad motor. That's what happens when you don't run coolant, rust preventative. You run water. The deposits deposit themselves. And this is from crew cab. Didn't have enough restriction, the seal's worn. Yeah, crew cab. That's from the Suburban motor. Alternator brackets, dual thermostat crossover, which they say is not as good as a single thermostat. Heath tested it and found the single thermostat is better. Believe it or not, like it or not, single thermostat is better than the dual. That's the word. He's putting it together. Everybody comes by, shoot the chute with him, and takes up his day. Can't get any work done if you're talking to people, getting advice, making quotes for part replacement repairs. There's a brand new made in China water pump. Needs to be installed. Intake manifold, turbo crossover, vegetable oil heater. Yep. All kinds of parts. Lots of parts lying on the floor. Whew. Big job. Big job. Cluttered with junk from my trip. Basically drove it back from Phoenix via Florida and parked it once Mrs. CW toasted the motor, and that's pretty much the last time it was driven. No rust. A couple people have expressed interest, so I was going to show them the truck. Clean truck, just sitting outside for a couple of years, didn't do it any good until I got to get it over here. Oop. A couple of spare inner fenders, gaskets, vegetable oil tanks, tires, needs tires. Yep, Arizona, 2009, brought it back. Vegetable oil tanks. Don't ask me how it works. I wrote the instructions down, but I think I remember. I never used it. Never ran a drop of oil. It's got a hidden pump behind the rear heater. There's a pump hidden there with a remote control, which is right there. And it's dirty. It needs to be washed and detailed from sitting under a cedar hedge. The paint's peeling. GM, typical problem with the white paint. Big exhaust. I welded that in Phoenix, in front of the guy's house. Luckily he had a MIG welder there. He had a fake Hummer. He had a fiberglass Hummer on a Ford F-150 frame. Bit of damage here from a blown tire, probably. Common problem in the southwest. Tires blow all the time. The guy was building a Hummer. Had a 390 Ford F-250 chassis with a fiberglass Hummer body. No mud, no rust, no salt. That's sweet. Not even surface rust. There's the filler for the vegetable oil tank, which is a huge tank. The Tahoes have the spare tire under the back, like a pickup truck. And a fuel tank here. This one has a monster fuel tank for the vegetable oil with the heating lines to heat it up. Big tank. I don't know how big it is. I'm guessing 50 gallons, 40 gallons. I don't really know, to be honest. Big tank with insulation on it. Wrapped in insulation. Bolted right across the top of the frame. Properly done with a filler neck. It has a 2-inch lift, a suspension lift, which could be undone if necessary. It's got a lifting block. Actually, it's more like a 4-inch lift. Huh, that was a 2-inch. It's a 4-inch lift. And it's clean. Real clean. The front has a 2-inch lift, I think. Yep, peeling paint. Mileage 239. Oh, it was 234 when I bought it. Oh yeah, the guy's been jumping in with their greasy boots. Interior was spotless. One cigarette burn right there. And that stupid Jensen pop-up radio. Blah. Headliner's in good shape. The other ones are all torn up. And the Weasel and the Weezer. Rusty. More vegetable oil hardware in the bag. L80E, nice shifting. There's the vegetable oil tank. Properly done. Chrome running boards. Oval ones, no rust. And back to the place of the beginning. There she is. For sale, once it's done. Whatever that is. Just got to rely on this fella to get it done.